Yeah, today we're just going to look at. I've got Canva up behind me. We're going to look at a few things that I use to create social media posts, to add things to my videos, to edit my videos, to caption my videos. We're also going to talk about accessibility. Um, I will preface everything by saying I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who knows some stuff. Um, Hopefully, you might learn some new stuff. If you already know stuff, okay, you're good to go. You've already gotten an A and don't need to be in this class. It's not really a class. It's more of a chat. Um, and I'm gonna completely lose my focus because morning. But I will be talking primarily about Canva and Pixlr and Kapwing. I use Canva to create my social media graphics. Um, I can always use Canva to size them appropriately for the platform. I use Pixlr to edit graphics online. It is a free, we'll say Photoshop alternative. It's not quite Photoshop, but it's pretty good. And then I use Kapwing to caption my videos and to add. And I use Kapwing to caption my videos. Add a little bit of a branding thing here and there. Um, you can do a lot. Oh, thank you. I will do my best to answer questions about things and stuff. I can't promise I will have the answer to every question. I can't. I can't promise anything really. Ooh, that's loud in my ear. Um, I can't promise I'll have all the answers. Period. But we'll do our best. If you do have questions, please feel free to ask them in chat. I will do my best to keep up with them. If I miss a question, feel free to ask it again. If I get something completely wrong, don't hesitate to let me know that I need to realign my thinking. And if anything's going into a deeper conversation, I would ask that we can take it to the Discord. Oh goodness, lots of follows. That's nice. We can take it to the Discord. We can always go into depth there. We have a channel there for streaming discussions. We have a channel there for tech discussions, and we also have channels there for like pets and food and things, and it's lovely. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover everything that everyone might have a question on in like 2-ish hours. It's just not possible. But we will do our best to talk about stuff and get through stuff. And if you'll excuse me. Okay, there we go. Haha. All right. So now my shirt won't let me get comfortable. Okay, so if you do exclamation point resources, you will get a link to a Google Doc that has a few of the things that I have compiled. I solicited others, so you may see some things that were suggested by other people. I am also medicated, and it's glorious. You may see things that were suggested by other people in there. I'll make this a living document. I will happily add other sites to it. But yeah, so I apologize for forgetting my meds, but so the first thing that we're gonna let's see here. We're doing all kinds of things over here on the back end. So yeah, so I guess I'll just say hello and welcome. If anyone doesn't know me, I am Urban Bohemian. You can call me Herb. If we're friends, you can call me Brian. Today we're going to be talking about some free online websites that I use to create social media graphics, to caption my videos, to edit graphics if I need them for something else. We can also talk about accessibility. Ooh. Mur has a deadline. Mur is about to reveal streaming goodness. I'm definitely gonna be curious about that. We'll also talk about accessibility. We'll talk about why, I shouldn't have to say why it's important to make sure that your content is accessible to as many people as possible. But we'll talk about things like that. And I will be answering, as I said, I will give you my non-expertise and I will be answering limited questions. So we'll do our best to keep up with that. As always, if I forget something or I skip something, either re-ask it in chat or ask it in Discord. And if you redeem any of the things, like ask me anything about Star Trek or stuff, I may. I may either refund your points or I may hold those over until the next time you're around. Just because it my train of thought is already dangerously in danger of being broken. Dangerously in danger, as one does. So if I were in the middle of trying to talk about something and somebody asked me who's my favorite crew person, I'd be like, what? Anyway. So that may not happen. There may be a little less disco. We'll see. I mean, not less disco. Not less disco. All right. So please bear with me while I am. Where'd that window go? There, that window went. So one thing that I want to talk about first, and I just discovered this yesterday. So I just discovered this yesterday, is that Google has essentially added automatic live captions to Chrome to be able to caption nearly any live video on the internet. Oh, you have to write. Okay, no worries, Mur. There will be a VOD of this, and you know where to find me if you have questions. So, Google has added the ability to live caption, to have automatic live captions for videos on the internet. I have tested it out with YouTube and Twitch and Vimeo, so I think it's any video content. So if you're using Chrome, if you're not, I totally understand. But if you're using Chrome, check out that blog post. And the way to do it is to go to Settings, Advanced, Accessibility, and then the first option. Is it capturing my cursor? It might not be. But you see the first option under Accessibility is live caption. That will be in your latest update of Google Chrome. So if you click on that, what it's going to do is it's going to download some translation files. And then what will happen is it'll even work on Twitch. You may have to refresh your browser. But what happens is your own system has live captioning set in its accessibility settings. Google Chrome is now tapping into that. So when I turn this on, I see like a little black box at the bottom of the screen that has the captions. And the thing I liked about it most is, so here are some drawbacks. Using it on Twitch when someone's playing a game that also talks, you're going to see captions for both the streamer and the game. So it's really capturing audio source. However, if you were perhaps on a live play show and you had multiple speakers, you would be able to get, and again, they're AI captions, so they're pretty good, but you'd have a window that would essentially be giving you live captions for the speakers on screen. It wouldn't separate them out. It wouldn't tell you who was doing what, but you'd be more likely to miss less of what's going on. So, again, if you're using Chrome, you want to go to Settings, Advanced, Accessibility, and that top option that says Live Caption, you want to click that to on, and then refresh a page, and you should see a box pop up that starts giving you live captions. So that was like the secret. I just found this out myself like a day or two ago. So that's like the secret thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to tell you all about this. So let me bring that back down to normal size. And so we'll start today. It is okay, Dharma. It's just like any auto captioning. Mine works fairly well for me because of my non-accent and my general pattern of speech, but it doesn't work so well for For instance, Stephen Kill. When I listen to Stephen, I understand him fine. When captions listen to Stephen, sometimes they're a little confused. And that is because of accent and cadence. And everyone has that personal tone and cadence that the captions are going to be like, I don't know what you're saying there. So, Odd Socks, yes. Odd Socks Tango's captions again. The Google AI is doing its best. So let's see here. I don't think I have anything personal here, so hopefully not. Oh wait, did you Nissenby? You did it? It's working? Nice. Who's the? Oh goodness, is it Foil and Hog that did the voice activated elevator sketch? Because is it Foil and Hog? Yeah. And they talked about how smart devices don't understand Irish people. Okay, so I don't really have a syllabus. Foil, Arms, and Hog. Thank you. I saw them because they did the St. Patrick's Day thing where they had the flags all wrong on their faces. So, Canva. What is it? What is the internet? I don't know, but today maybe we'll find out. What is it? Oh, I don't have my Jonathan Frakes impression ready where I'm coming out. Have you ever wanted to post to social media? So, Canva is essentially you can be used for presentations, you can use it for infographics, you can use it for all kinds of things. What I mostly use it for is social media postings. And what I most love about Canva is you can specify. You can specify sizes for images. And that's important because every different social media platform likes to have a different size graphic in the feed. For instance, Twitter likes to have, I think, like 1600 by 900. If you want to make a YouTube thumbnail, you need it to be, 1280 by 720. If you want to do something on Instagram, obviously it's got to be square. Canva has a lot of those preset, a lot of presets, and it is free. I currently pay for a Canva account because it was just too good not to, but it's free. So, pardon me. So let's hop in. Let's say that we're gonna create. Let's say we're gonna create a video for an event to go live on Twitter in Canva. So I just want to make sure that you can actually. I'm afraid I may have to turn off the pride buttons today, but let me know if they're super in the way. So I'm currently on Canva. I'm sure people are familiar with Canva, to be honest. If you're not, you should be. It's great. But the first thing we can do with Canva is we can create a design. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to turn off the wow, I may need to turn off me. So you can see when you create a design in Canva, you have options. You can create a presentation, an Instagram post, a Twitter ad, a LinkedIn post, a video. It has all these preset in it. It also, on this bar up here, oh, come here. It also, on the bar behind me, it has a lot of preset images in it. It's got a template for a resume, a newsletter. You want to create animated social media posts. You want to do a TikTok video, an infographic. It's got a lot of these preset. You can create iPhone wallpaper. If you got an image and you want to turn it into a wallpaper, there you go. If you happen to work for someone and they're like, hey, we'd love to have something for our social media, you can probably create it here. Hey, Az. I forget it's AZ or Az, but hello, welcome. You can create a business card template, a Twitter header, all of these things you can make. And it's got all these presets in it. As I said, I'm a magazine cover. Wow. As I said, I mostly use it to create Twitter posts. So let's see if we can create a Twitter post. For some reason, Twitter post kind of disappeared. Oh, wait, there it is. Twitter post kind of disappeared from the main. So I'm wondering if they were having a bit of a um, fight with Twitter over something. But you can't see it behind me, but I'm going to create a Twitter post right there, front page. You can also at the top, you can click on social media and it'll show you those. And you can also create your custom size. So say someone's like, maybe you're making a graphic, you're trying to square off or create a graphic for a t-shirt and you know it needs to be like 1500 by 1500. You can just say, okay, I'm going to create a custom size 1500 by 1500 and then put my stuff in there. But for this, let's create a Twitter post. Yes, I am a little bit large here. Okay, that's not too bad. Hey, Zoro, well, thank you. Oh, I remember Cuddlecore, yes. From Tekken to me must have been quite a shift. So here's your template. It's blank. Blank things, you know, give some people anxiety, other people not so much. I realize it's going to get pretty busy on screen here. Let me, one second. I'm going to, shrink myself a little bit. And now we have to do disco to make sure everything's set, right? Okay, so oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I just have to make sure that that's all set right and the Zoop works. Enjoy, be productive. Mighty Murph, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the follow. So we have a lovely blank canvas, because it's Canva, so it's a blank canvas, right? We have a lovely blank canvas here. And Canva actually helps you out a little bit here. It has templates. So if you wanted to, you know, you can basically copy one of these, like a newsroom or a quote or an event or a love or an announcement or birthday or Earth Day. From birthdays to Earth Days, Canva has it all. You have all these results here. So I borrowed, hey, Dasbiff. I think I borrowed this one. Because what I liked about this one was I really liked that they took this rectangle and kind of made it into like, they kind of offset the image there. So even if you're like, I have absolutely no inspiration whatsoever, sponsored, not sponsored, but call me. I have no inspiration for things sometimes, but I can look at their templates and I can copy them. But what I'm really going to do is we're going to go out of this. I'm going to show you the design that I made for this graphic for today. Sorry. Yes, and again, I am raising money for Charity Water. We've had a donation today, which brings us to $2,050. So I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna go away. I am going to go to, okay, so if you're here, you may recognize this. Hi, you may recognize this graphic from such things as Twitter and my videos. This graphic pretty much is the core of every social media post I post leading someone to my stream. I pick a nice background. I pick some cute images, often a picture of myself. I make sure that I've got the date and time and URL of my stream, and then I may add some stuff. But we can break these things down to essentially. Hold on, I think everything's. I am super serious. Can't you tell? I am so super serious. But let's see if we added a page. If we added a page, let's just say we had to do a baking stream. Let's say I was going to do a baking stream. So the first thing I'd want is I'd want a background. Maybe I'd want a background of food. So I can go over here and I can search for food backgrounds and find a lot. Out of the 3 choices I have for which, if we had to do a baking stream. Now I have pro, so a lot of these are pro backgrounds, but let's see if we can find one that's free. There we go. Well, the interesting thing is they all do different things. Canva, Pixlr, and Kapwing all do different things. You can probably do a lot of what you need to do in Pixlr by using Canva, but I do use all 3 of them for different things, and I admit it's redundant because some of them can do more than a few things. So for me, it's a bit of like passing the ball around between multiple apps. So the lovely picture of pancakes at brunch. Oh. But I decided that this would be my background. So I brought the photo in, and I can do anything I want with it. I can move it around. I can resize it. If I want, I can do some other fun things, like if you have a paid account, you can try to remove the background. You can change the colors of it. You can do things like that. Let's see here. And Canva has a pretty strong undo feature. Don't make a liar out of me, Canva. There we go. So you can also undo things. But right now we're gonna make this our background. So there's just an option to set the image as a background. So I'm gonna click on that, and it automatically jupes the image to kind of like whoop. If I don't like where that is, I can always move it up and down myself. But in general, it just enlarges the image and centers it in the background. Now that is it's a bit bright, so we can adjust it a little bit. We can actually change the brightness of it if we want. We can change the contrast and the saturation. If we want to like make it a black and white photo. Or if we just want to make it super faded out. I apologize, my mouse, Chrome is being a butt lately. So you can do all these things if you really want to and you've got the time. What I generally prefer to do, if I use a background that's a bit busy, I just like to blur it a little bit. Just a little bit. So it just kind of sets off in the background on its own. And let's see, next what we want is we probably want some text. Canva has all these combinations ready for you. If you really want to, they've got things that are already ready. Let's see here, like, coffee, please. That's already preset. It has preset it with a font size. It's preset it with a font style. It's got an outline on top of a regular font. There's all these things that you can do. And if you're doing a gaming one, like that would be cute. That's got a glow feature on it. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. What I'm going to do, though, is manual text, because that's what I mostly do, manual text. So I'm just going to add text in. And let's see, what would it be? Also, the most important thing that I love about Canva is it has guides. It has preset guides to let you know. Hopefully you can see, yes, you can see that little pink line. It's letting you know that you're centered in the image. It also, oh, let me actually make this white. It also has the option of showing rulers and showing guides and margins and print bleed. So if you really like to line things up perfectly, you can. But Canva will also let you know when you've aligned things to other things. So generally, I throw in a heading, follow the pink line. Indeed, I throw in a heading. Let's just say front stream, sob. So that will be my heading for the graphic. And from here, I can change the font. Everyone's familiar with the font picker. Canva has tons. They have so many tons. You can also upload your own fonts. The position button, yes. There are a lot of things. I will say I'm not going to cover everything Canva can do. And if you're familiar at all with these types of apps, you'll immediately see, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. You know, you'll see all those things. So this is, yeah, I cannot get into a deep dive about Canva because we'd be here all day, and I'm not making this a series. I'm totally not. And people in chat are also offering up some excellent additions to the features of Canva. So currently, I use Montserrat just because it's currently what my stream assets are in. Maybe one day I'll use a different font. I don't know. So I made my title. It's sad. I changed it to the font. It's a better font. Up here, I can change the font size. Or if you want, just grab it in the corner and it will sort of, it'll sort of programmatically change the font size. Hello, Tom. It'll programmatically change the font size for you. So that's a thing. You can have some effects because some people like to have, they like to have that little shadow, which is nice if you're trying to set it apart from something. Lift just kind of puts a bit of a fade shadow underneath the text, so it just lifts it off the page a little bit. Options to make it hollow, splice, echo. If you want to do your cyberpunk, you can get like the glitchy font. You can make it glow in neon, and you can curve it. And you can actually change, if you want to do curved text real quick, which I know there are tutorials out there everywhere for how to do curved text. Canva's like, I got you. Just here. How curvy do you want it to be? So why don't we curve it over our pancakes? There we go. Not great, but it's fine. Let me see. So what else would I add? Oh. Here's all my uploads. Here's all my photos. Here's all the things that I have uploaded into Canva to add in. You can see I've got logos for Charity Water. I've got the logos that I grabbed for today's stream. I've got some stuff that I did for Twitter. Oh no, is that band cakes? Is that what that is? Oh wow. And one thing that I also like is sorry, no eating the pancakes. If anybody remembers, was it last weekend that I played Maquette, or last week I played Maquette? Canva respects your local buffer. So let's say I'm going to a game and I need to do a stream for a game. And let's take Maquette as an example. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Now, most games have a press kit, or at the very least, they've got art that you can see, that you can use in your promos. So let's say that I want to grab this really, really, really pretty. Yeah, let's grab this really, really pretty scene. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just right click and copy the image. So again, it's just right click and copy image. And then I'm going to come back over to Canva, who puts everything in a different window, and I'm not sure why. And I'm going to come back over to Canva. I'm going to paste. Oops, sorry. Using my own Control V. So and there it is. It automatically pastes the image in from that website's media kit, and then it starts uploading it to the uploaded media over here. So you will have a lot of uploaded media over here. Okay, now we can use this image however we want. We can use the pink lines to center it. We can, let's say after brunch we're going to play maquette. So, oops, no, come here. After brunch we'll play maquette. So maquette might go down here. Now what I didn't find, when I was doing a thing for maquette, I did not find their logo anywhere. So I just kind of grabbed it and I right clicked and saved it from their own website. So all the way up here in the corner, I grabbed their own little thing. It's a transparent PNG, and I copied it right into Canva. So I was able to do that. I shrink it down a little bit. I put it in the image, and there you go. The other thing I like to do, and this is really getting to almost the limits of what I do, because I generally want to do these quickly. I don't know about you, but if I spend too long thinking about this, then I hate everything I've done. It's like that TikTok where, like, if I mess up even one thing, I am trash. So I tend to not linger too much, which means that I've not really dove. I've not divin into the full, super full aspects of Canva. Not at all. Not in the least. But what I tend to do is very quick. I get a background, I get some text, I get, maybe promo art for something. I grab a logo. But what I also like to do is I like to include a picture of myself. And if you're on the right side here, divin, sure. Elements is what I'm looking at now, and I want to go down to frames. So we're looking at elements, frames. Frames are essentially if you don't want to have to like do a rubber stamp on a photo of yourself or a photo of anything else, you just want to fit it into a nice line, a nice graphic, circle, etc. Divin. Oh God, dang it, art, you got me. What you can do is over here in frames, let's click a frame, and it's like that lovely like cute punchy thing that you need to always have that special pair of scissors to make, so it's great. It's a little, it's a little sunny hill thing. But the magic of frames is that when I go to my photos, when I go to my uploads, I can now, that's it. Die cut is the word I was looking for. I can now, I have a choice. I can bring the photo into my window as a background. I can drag it onto the image as a photo, or I can drag the uploaded photo right into the frame. And I can move it around. I can change it around. I can enlarge it. And now I got a cute me there. I got a cute little me. And it's just that it's just easy. And if I wanted to, I could delete that. If I just wanted this to be a solid color, I could also do that. So, you know, one thing I like to do when I think I'm being fancy is I like to like I'll take this. I got a cute me. So let me actually delete the background image so I can see. Oh, whoops, let me also delete that text. Like little weird tricks that I do. So I'll copy this, put it slightly behind, change it to a solid color. Then you can send things forward and backwards. So, you know, you can give yourself like a little bit of a shadow if you want, and then you just kind of adjust it until it feels right or good. So that's one thing I do when I've done some other graphics, and I'll put a silhouette of a photo behind the photo, and then I kind of pushes it out. Because while Canva will let you quickly do shadows for text, it doesn't really let you do that quickly for images or graphics. Let me see. So that's a few things that I do, and essentially, so you know, somebody approaches you to raise money for their charity or to play a special stream of their game. I'm like, great. Do you have a media kit? Do you have assets I can use? Because yeah. So like for a maquette, they sent me a link to the website. Boom, set the image as background. I completely swiped their logo off their front page. Boom, I now have the maquette logo. Let's say I've got my own little cute picture here. Let's take this. Let's borrow one of the colors from the photo. No, that's not right. You know what? White looks fine. So we'll do white. And just like, you know, just like in Photoshop or other things, group these things together. There's a group button. Now I can move my cute thing together. Okay. Oh, what else? Oh, right. I guess I should tell people when and where they can, where they can see it. I don't know how to spell, so give me a break. I really don't know how to spell. I do know how to spell, I just don't know how to type because people are watching me, so shush. Don't look at me, he said, broadcasting live on the internet. And that's it. I would and this is me personally. I would say, did I forget anything? Like, oh, let me put the time or the date. But I wouldn't think about it too much. Especially if you're really making something for social, because you already have enough to do. You're already putting together a stream. You're already probably thinking about what to say, what to do, how to play. Is it going to run? Is it not going to run? Don't stress about this at all. Don't stress. So Canva has a lot of other stuff here. If you want to build your brand kit, you can start building your own brand kit, which is great. If somebody has built you a media kit or a brand kit, you can put those presets into Canva. Canva has some royalty-free audio that you can use if you're making a video. It actually has some videos you can use that are free. Like, oh, we love a good bokeh. You know, we love a good bokeh. Bokeh? I'm guessing? Like Boca Raton? I don't know. It has free videos you can use that are, you know, I'm going to assume royalty free. Yes, royalty free. It has background images. You can search all kinds of backgrounds. I love space backgrounds, so I search a lot of space backgrounds. You can do gradients, landscapes, abstract, food, etc. And for folders, I created folders to to like save my Twitch videos, my things like this. Space, that's right. And there's one more thing that I really like doing. So here's something I made earlier, because I make all these things earlier. So in the video that I posted, I talked about making a little opener or a little closer to your video. Actually, hold on. This one, we're going to close this one. The only thing I don't like about Canva is it opens everything up in a new tab. And it could be because of my particular browser configuration. But we're going to open up this, which is practically identical. The only difference between this one and the other one is that the one that we were working in was 1600 by 900, especially for Twitter. This one is 1920 by 1080, aka a full-size video. So this doesn't look any different than in any normal thing that I've created. Same thing with this one. Hey, Proud Owl. The difference is that I added some animation to it. So Canva has options for page animations, and this is the fun part. What you can do is, after you've set a background, you've set your whatever image. I like this because when I make a video, I like to add something to the end of it that's just like, you know, reminds you, hey, where do you want to see more of shenanigans like this? What you can do is little bitty things like, oh, hold on. Can you see it properly? Yeah, hold on. Oh, no, you can see it. So if you're, you can't really see where my mouse is because OBS for capture is a butt. But you have a lot of different options for animating. And all you had to do, like, oh, that's a little rough. Yeah, about that. See, that's nice. It's subtle. Hey, Cut the Mic. Thank you for the follow. It's really, really, oh, hold on. Yeah, some things are a little too much. I prefer just a bit of like the background moves. It's just so you get a little bit of motion to it, and then it fades out. And you can, you can do all these things just by adding animation to your thing. For the video I did where I actually appear in the thing, all I did was create a static image, and I green screened out the circle so that I could be like, hey, I guess like like Porky Pig at the end of the Looney Tunes stuff, you know. So again, you know, you can think ahead like, oh, I really need to make a graphic and I really need to be able to key part of it out. Make your graphic, make your overlay, etc. And then just make the part you don't want bright green or whatever green, and then key it out when you get into your OBS. Oh geez, oh goodness, I can't remember who did the voice in who did the voice for him in Space Jam. I remember Joe Alasky. Joe Alasky was Daffy. Whoever revoiced, I don't know. The voices were not great for me. So now the fun part. First off, you can preview your video anytime you want. So there's a preview button up here at the top. It'll let you essentially see the timing of things. You can watch the individual clips. And then that's just there because it doesn't do anything. You can download your video. Bob Bergen. Oh. I know I saw an interview with them back in the day of the new people. And they were like on talk shows and stuff, like doing the voices. And it was like, Mother Gamer, thank you for the host. So the important thing is you download your videos. You can download them in a lot of different formats, mostly MP4 because it's best. If you want, you can make GIFs. And if you just need a still, download it as a PNG or a JPEG. You can download it as a PDF. Canva really lets you do a lot for what it is. Hey, like magic, thank you for the follow. It lets you do a lot. Um, I mean, I put this together very quickly. I think the most that I did was because Pixlr doesn't have a nice circle graphic of their own. I made a black circle and then overlaid the Pixlr graphic on top of it, and then group them together so that they would move together as one, so it would match the other two. That's like the most I did for this. And for this, it was just typing a text box. I put a little purple rectangle behind it so it would set it off from the image. Then I found a nice like purple disco ball. There are a lot of disco ball images, but this one was like the nicest one that I found that wasn't too busy. I slapped a picture of myself, and I actually even gave it a little bit of a rotation. Like this is that's like the standard, but I gave it like just a tiny tilt so that my eyes were level. That was just a personal thing. You do you. And that was that. So Canva likes to open lots and lots of tabs. So we can move that one to trash because we didn't need it. For a while, I kept all of my video intros. Like if I do YouTube, I'll put like this at the end of it, or I put this on a Twitter video. When I posted a clip that had Steven and me both doing kind of the same stuff. I created this at the beginning of my Hades video for YouTube. I created a video bumper. Same thing for Curse of the Dead Gods. So I'm essentially just reusing what I do over and over again. And I would suggest that you do the absolute same. Once you kind of get into your rhythm, that's fine. And then, change it up a little bit if you want. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we can really do or talk about in Canva? And does anyone have any questions or weird things? I may not be able to answer them. I may be able to answer them. But does anyone have any questions about stuff I do in Canva or how to do something in Canva? Because we are at... You do social media, social media marketing for a living. Well, then I'm like, well, then you should be up here teaching this. But I respect what you do so much because the speed at which you've got to be able to put things together, the speed at which you need to be able to put things for concert venues. Whoop. Well, hold on a second. Weird questions. Why are platypuses so cute? Because they are, and it's proof that the universe loves us. So, as I said, Canva is great. What are we doing? We're at about an hour. My coffee's not doing too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and have some more sips. And I will show you really quickly. Next, I'll show you very quickly Pixlr. Because Pixlr is something you're going to be super familiar with. It's going to be something you are super familiar with. It's essentially an in-browser. Oh, no, you can do motion things. So, let's see here. Let's go back to, here we go. Okay, I need Pretzel to stop with the weird spoken stuff in the middle of my songs. Knock that off. So when you've selected, a graphic, you'll have an animate option. I tend to like pan because, it just slides things in. But yes, so you do have an option to animate things. So you can make this a static image. That's it. It's just static. It's not going to do anything. Or you can add animations to it. Those animations may move the elements. They also may move the background in and out. I go for subtle motion just because I don't want people to be too distracted by what's there. So just a slight rise. No, there are some free animations in front of the paywall. But the range of animations is not the full range of animations is very likely behind the paywall, but I believe that I was using Animate before I paid for them. But I will look that up and try to confirm later. But there should be, because of course they want to tease you. I mean, it's a free service, so they make their money by people signing up for actual paid accounts. They will give you a little bit of taste of everything, so you may be limited in what you can do with a free account. But yes, you are able to animate things. Let's see here. So let's go, and yeah, for me, Canva always opens a new tab every time. RTC, hello. You want to talk about people? You know, we have somebody who works social media for concert venues. We have RTC who takes amazing GIFs of RPG shows. But we can move on a little bit. We can move on a little bit to Pixlr, which I'm not going to spend tons of time on simply because it's really easy to understand what Pixlr does. It's an online photo editor, image editor, etc. It's got two options. It essentially opens any image format such as PSD, you know, Photoshop, and PNGs, JPEGs, SVGs. I like the advanced photo editor myself. And these are new. They have just started adding templates. These are new. So, you know, have at it. They've also added collages. Like maybe you're just trying to do one of those like best 9 photos. They've added collages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find an image to post. Let's see here. Trying to find something that I. Is that the what is that? That might work. So I'm just dragging it in from. This is free. Yes. So Pixlr. My bad. I forgot to post it in the chat. This is Pixlr. Pixlr. It is free. You can also support it with a paid subscription, but it is free. So yes. So one of the things mentioned is Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is also free. A free account with Adobe Spark will be watermarked. So if you do !resources, Adobe Spark does appear in there. You can sign up for Adobe Spark for free, but your items will be watermarked. So that's their impetus for you to pay. But if you're just doing like a newsletter or a graphic for your like local neighborhood association or something, use Adobe Spark. It throws a watermark on there, but nobody cares. So this is let's see. Oh, this is a zoom background of the Discovery Bridge in the lower decks style. And behind me. Oh wow, hold on a second. Behind me, you can see that there are layers. It's very if you've used Photoshop or you've used the graphic image manipulator program GIMP or GNU image manipulator program, it's very familiar. It's very, very familiar to you. Everything kind of looks the same. Some of the key commands are even the same, which is nice because, woof. But yeah, you got layers. You have a history. You can navigate. You can do all kinds of things in Pixlr. And as I said, I'm not going to spend a ton of time with Pixlr just because it is. You can see exactly what you're getting with Pixlr. It's in browser. Very familiar. come back. So if you've used anything else, you would know how to use this. I mean, it's got, like it's got a magic wand. I want to, if I want to select a region of similar colors, you can take the entire image, you can filter it. Let's see here. What am I looking for? Where's my blur? Oops, hold on. Probably have to select the whole thing first. Yep. So I can blur the whole thing, and you can see it. You can watch it change, and then there's an option to compare before and after. So yeah, it's really nice. I think now, admittedly, the last thing I used this for was to remove the background off of the bag of disco chocolate chip cookies, disco chocolate chips. I used it to remove the background and then feather it so I could get it transparent, and then I exported it as a transparent PNG. I don't use this for major work, but you could. I'm not a Photoshop expert. Like, I can't do digital art to save my life. I've taken so many classes and tutorials, and it didn't really stick. So, meh. Pardon me. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. I've taken so many classes and videos and things, and it doesn't always stick until I need it for something, and then I take the class and video again, and it's kind of fine. But Pixlr is, I will say, I have Photoshop for my job. My job my day job is in IT. I'm a web developer, so I'm focused on posting content to the web and making sure that content is accessible, etc. I've never had to use Photoshop as a deep dive. I've only ever had to adjust an image, resize a thing, put on a watermark or things like that, because what I do is mostly already ready. But you can do more advanced stuff if you know how. I don't always know how. So Pixlr is always there when I need to combine some images together, or I need to select all and remove a background. I need to quickly export a PNG from something else. That kind of thing. Sorry. Now I'm definitely going to need to go get more coffee. And I will happily try to answer any questions or show stuff off in Pixlr if you like. But Pixlr is the one where I was like, honestly, just go load it up. My day job is putting things on the web and making sure the word public is spelled correctly. Public has an L in it. Okay? I just need people to know that public has an L in it. I know what you meant to type, and I know what you actually typed. And what you actually typed was not public. I'm just going to say. I have joked in the Discord that maybe once every 3 to 6 months, I send out a note to my entire team to say, hey, can you please search the website for this word? And they all think that I'm joking. They all think that I am joking. Ha 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 ha. Then they do the search and they're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we should fix those. Because a lot of our clients enjoy public-private partnerships. And that's just not the kind of PPP we were looking for. So, that's Pixlr. My coffee is empty. I'm going to get a coffee refill and be right back. But before I go to the be right back and throw the emote wall up, are there any questions on Pixlr? Any questions at all? I mean, again, this is free. They have a supported version. I have not paid for Pixlr yet because I maybe use it like for 5 minutes every other week. So I haven't paid for it yet. But I would encourage you to pirate. I can always count on you. And I mean that in the best way. Pardon me. You just jumped on. What is it? Pixlr is essentially an online version of a Photoshop or photo editing application. Oh, The one thing I did see is they actually have two types of Pixlr. Pixlr E is the advanced one. Pixlr X is the quick and easy graphic design, which I've never used. Let's have a quick look at that. And again, we'll go with this. Okay, so this is a little more like Canva. Let's be honest. They basically have got a thing down for graphic design. So they have two options. You can pick a layout. That's kind of cool that they essentially said, okay, so if you want to use this, but you can draw, like draw. Oh, look at that. Cool. So it's a condensed version. So you have two options. Hey, small disaster. No worries. I hoped that this would be helpful to some people. I really did. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad to hear that. But I'm going to be right back. Pardon me. I'm going to be right back. And I'm going to get some more water. I'm going to get some water, get some more coffee. Jess, hello. You're here just in time for me to leave. See, Jess shows up and I'm like, okay, bye, y'all. But everyone hang tight. I'll be right back. Anyone who gets a shout out, follow them because they're fun and awesome people. It goes very well. We're just doing some showing off of things today. But yeah, it's time for me to refill my coffee. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take a proper break because if you're a streamer, you should also take breaks. And yeah, BRB. I see those loafs. I see those loafs. Wait, do I have that too? I think I do. What emotes? I've got to get my emote game together. Because yeah, that happened. I'm also part of Team Breadbox now, and I look forward to getting to know all of my new teammates. They are a wonderful group of a bunch of kind, inclusive, friendly, cozy streamers. We have creatives, we have game players, we have all kinds of people on that team, and I look forward to getting to know each and every one of them. But I'm back. I have more coffee. I also got some water because I have been talking a lot. What did I say was next? I actually didn't say what was next. So let's move on to Kapwing. Let's move on to Kapwing, shall we? Because this starts to get into hey, IR Geek, welcome. I hope that you're doing well. So we talked about Canva for creating that really quick. Oh, I forgot to show you one more thing of Canva that I love. So hold on a second. I'm gonna go back. See, I'm not great at this either. One thing I do like about Canva, and I believe, so I will say this, I believe is a paid option, but I can't remember, is the resize option. So let's say you've made a great graphic, but you also want to use it, and trust me, you should use it on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and everywhere else. There's a resize button. And what it does is, like, for now, I'm going to pick Instagram post, but you could pick any size you wanted to. So I'm going to pick Instagram post. And then what it's going to do is it's going to copy it and it's going to resize it. So it's going to take this, it's going to copy it, and it's going to resize it. It's going to open it in a new window. Oh, that's bright. And what it did was it kept the background, it kept my elements, it kept my assets, it kept my text, it kept everything I did. It just resized it to square. So what I can do now is, so let's see here. I can take this, so maybe I'll move this down here because it's going to be on Instagram. I will also say this big pink square in the middle is, oh goodness, it's not the bleed, but I believe this is what they do to make sure that when someone's looking at your photo, like it's not covered by any of the interface stuff. So feel free to do this to stay within these, but also don't if you don't want to. It's fine. I tend to not actually. So let's see here. So maybe instead of doing it this way, if I'm doing it for Instagram, what I might do is I might pop this up here. I might pop this up here. And I may take these items and move them. Let's say I move them down here. You know, to make an Instagram post, or if I wanted my Instagram post to look like it was a story, I could put the 4 circles at the top, and then, but you know, now I can expand these and make them bigger, because that's the meat of it. This is the important part. Hey, Panther Lily. I hope the day is going well. So essentially, I've now taken it and no, Canva is not auto spacing the images. I am doing my best to space them. So okay. So here's my one little tip in Canva. First off, let's. I think Canva can actually wait. Now, here's where I'm lost because I generally don't. Dasbiff, do you know how Canva can auto space images? Because what I often do is I will often smash them all together, and I will just hold on a second. Oh wait, these are technically I'm not gonna use this one because technically these are technically 2 images, so I'll take that one out. But we can center them. Okay, so I'll select all 3 images. See, now we're getting live tutorial. See, I'm learning something today. And after Dasbiff shows me this, I'm going to then mention the panel. So I've selected the images, position. There we go. There we go. The position. Don't ever forget about position. So you can select, I mean, look, sometimes you need to make sure whether you're on the top, the bottom, or the middle. Sometimes you're in the center, sometimes you're left or right. Sometimes, you know, you do it vertically, sometimes you do it horizontally, and other times you just need to tidy up. So we can space them evenly horizontally. And it does, it fixed that little one in the middle. So Canva is, we did lose a pic because this is technically not 1 picture, it's 2. It's actually 2 grouped together, and it doesn't always work the same way. But let's find out. If I group these 2 and I add it to this, hey, it does work. Look at that. So you can align them center. It didn't, when I did the group with other things, it didn't work. Oh, I know why I ungrouped it. When I had it grouped and I did animation, it was treating each piece of it separately when I did animation. So Canva won't always be perfect. But now we can, oh yeah, sorry, those are aligning the elements to themselves. Hold on, I did that. So then I would do that. And we've essentially taken the Twitter post and turned it into an Instagram post. That's the other number 1 thing. And every content creator out there will say this: reuse your stuff. If you make an image for Twitter, and you also use TikTok and Instagram and all their things, don't don't like reinvent the same image for all those sites. You may as well, like, if you clip Twitch moments and you post them on Twitter, throw it into your TikTok. Format it for Instagram. Why not? So that was the coolest thing. I forgot. That was the one thing that Canva does that will save you lots of time. Is that if someone says, "Hey, yeah, we'd love to get an image and we'd love to get that graphic done for both blah, you know, Twitter, Instagram and all that," you can be like, "Oh, yeah, here you go." So, there you go. Twitter your TikTok while facing your book and Twitch. Oh, that sounds uncomfortable. But again, I will encourage you to get into Canva and play around with it. The one thing that I will say is when you look for tutorials online, Canva, like a lot of other web-based applications, has been through a lot of phases. So you may find a video to teach you how to use Canva that's looking like a different interface because it's an older one. But get in there and play around. And you also have tons, you probably are in tons of streamers' discords full of friendly people who have also dealt with the same thing you've dealt with. So don't be afraid to ask. You can ask me stuff today. I may not have all the answers, but I'll do my best. That's good because I was picking my nose, for all you know. Yes, you can import your own fonts. I believe importing fonts is a paid. Is importing fonts paid or not paid? I can't remember. If somebody in the chat knows, shout it out, but not in the scream real loud way of Pee Wee Herman. So last thing I will, so we can do some behind the scenes. I can't remember if it's paid or not paid, but last thing, I'll do some behind the scenes. Canva, it just wants all the windows. So let me tell you how excited I was to work on this graphic, but how I was terrified of what people might think of it when it was done. But I had zero inspiration for this. I was like, okay. Now the background I got from uploading a font is paid. So uploading a font is paid. You can upload it, but that will be paid. I justified paying this. I justified paying for this because I use it all the time. Pixlr, obviously, I didn't pay for because I don't use it that much. And Kapwing, I haven't paid for yet, but we'll get to Kapwing in a moment. But what I did was I looked at the stat blocks for D&D, and I was like, and I'm a font hound. Like, I guess I'm a font dragon, a font goblin, whatever. I have so many font faces on my computer, it's ridiculous, and I should probably see somebody about it. But I looked at what makes the stat block, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make that. Maybe I'll make the thing look like that. And essentially, this was piecing together little bits. I got the Rivals logo. I got my character's headshot, which I love the character art for my character. And I was like, okay, what about this? The parchment I grabbed from somewhere else. The background was a free background full of painted paper backgrounds from the same pack. It's the same pack that I used to make this one for Shaka. And I like it because it looks kind of marbly. Now, the funny thing is, and maybe I'm, again, this is something that I don't know yet, is because text wrapping doesn't work so great exactly. These are actually 2 text boxes. I had to do some like kind of typesetting for these. So the first line of this is its own box, and then the rest of it is full. Because using 2 different fonts on the same line when I was doing this was not a thing you could do. It might be a thing you can do now, but using 2 different fonts on the same line was not something that Canva would let you do. Let me see here. Let me try it now. Nope. So I had to piece things together. So, you know, depending on how you want it to look, you may have to like piece things together, put, you know, like it's, you know, creativity is very individual and it's subjective. And I got to a point with this again, just like, you know, being good to yourself. I got to a point where I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to work on this anymore. I showed it to someone and they gave me the validation that I needed because look, I'm human. I enjoy someone looking at something I did and saying, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, whew, okay, that's all I needed. And yeah, that's it. That's that. So let's see here. So yes, that was uploading fonts. What else? Oh, and just like anything, you have the editing type filters for all kind. You know, you can basically do photo filters for things if you really want. So that's always an option, obviously. But yeah, you can never have too many fonts. Never have too many things. You're working in Canva, and this. Oh, I'm very glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. Another shout out for Steven. And eventually you get it down to the point where, you know, you can basically have some coffee or tea and say, oh, I've got a thing coming up. Let me put a graphic together for it. You don't have to. Hey, Cypher, welcome. Good morning. Sleepy is perfectly fine. I always tell people, I know I stream early. Don't worry about making it here on time. There will always be a VOD later. Always. Unless I'm DJing, in which case there won't, but I don't DJ, so not a problem. So yeah, I was showing off some stuff we did in Canva. Hey, Ark. Yes, have a sleepy start to the weekend, please. So the thing that I showed you about changing things from one aspect to another. For the Rivals of Waterdeep, we did our we're Die Hard Dice. I know. Wait, did Han Solo just say he loves somebody? Sorry, did Leia just say she loves someone to Han Solo? Wow, I got to get myself together. Hey, Charity Water, good morning. But when I made the Rivals graphic, I then said, great, now let's turn all those elements. I had it convert it to an Instagram post, and I was able to okay. You know, I was able to immediately flip it into a square template for Instagram, so we were able to use it in both things. It did go the other way later on, which I liked. I don't know. Empire is always my favorite. I put on Empire Strikes Back always. Like I just put it on. There you go. I do skip over some parts. I mentioned on Twitter. I skip over some parts. Dagobah, just whatever. No disrespect to Frank Oz. Okay, no disrespect to Frank Oz, but sometimes Dagobah just slows the heck down. So we've looked at Canva. We looked at Pixlr, which, as I said, is essentially like online Photoshop. It also saves what you've been working on. Thank you for the host. It saves what you've been working on, but if you feel weird about having it up here, it's basically, it's really honestly in your cache, so you can just go boop, and it's done. All of these things are web-based, So if you feel any particular way about having your information on a web-based site, you know, you can use it, dip in, and then delete it when you're done. Like export all your files and delete it when you're done. It's really just how you feel about it. So we looked at Canva, we looked at Pixlr. Hey, Aiden, it's going well. And now we're going to look at Kapwing. Kapwing is a website that I use primarily to add captions to my videos. Mostly short videos, but you can do it for longer videos. And it is also free. You can upgrade it. They would love for you to upgrade it. The reason I'm not super comfortable, and I'm definitely not going to start that discussion, I have a tech channel in my Discord if you want to talk about it. The reason I'm not super inclined to give them money right now is that they kind of hopped on the viral bandwagon for the NFT art, and I don't know. I felt like it was just kind of like chasing a bit of virality. So yeah, that's fine. However, as I mentioned earlier, what I use Kapwing for is captioning videos. We talked about this a little bit last Sunday, but I have uploaded a very short clip. It's the clip that I used. I think I posted this before going live with the Wonder Woman mini set. And what I've done is I've uploaded this video to Kapwing, and it's here. It's done. It's fine. But what we're going to do, Quiet Reflection, thank you very much for the resub. Thank you for that. It's in Kapwing. It's fine. It's uploaded. It's here. What we're going to do is we're going to add subtitles to it. And we're going to let Kapwing do the auto subtitling. And then we're going to look at those subtitles and edit them, because sadly, you almost always have to edit subtitles if they're automated. Automatic. You almost always have to edit subtitles if they're automatic, because they're going to get things wrong, or the spacing is going to be weird, or something else is going to be up. The only thing I will say about this is, to subtitle things, you're often going to have to listen to yourself a lot. So I'm sorry about that. You will have to listen to yourself, because you got to make sure that what you're saying is on time with what's happening. And if you don't like it, find somebody else and then swap off duties. Like, hey, would you mind if we just traded captioning this stuff? You know? Oh, yeah, I do love my Wonder Woman shirt. So when you open up Kapwing, you'll get my workspace, and you can create new content from the workspace. I already started this, so we'll go in, and I upload the video, which I remember when you're streaming and then you upload something, don't do it, because your bitrate will go tanked. Hey, Shamar. So we've uploaded the video. Kapwing has had time to process it, get it all in here, and I'm going to go straight to subtitles. That's the first thing I want to do is subtitles. So Kapwing puts your video in the upper left. It's got right there. You can start adding subtitles, or you can auto generate. That's a really weird question, Shamar, and really inappropriate. Sorry. And no, not to get down on it, but just to make sure, you shouldn't ask that of streamers, because especially if you don't know where they live, or if you don't know if it's legal where they live, it's not a good thing for them to ever say or confirm online. So we've got the auto generate button. Now I know that I have, let's say I have accent privilege. I admit that I have a newscaster accent. It's flat. It doesn't really do anything. So I'm pretty sure that when I speak, auto captions are going to know exactly what I'm saying. So I'm going to go with the auto generate. I suspect most of these all use the same caption API, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're going to let it auto generate the captions. It is a beta tool. Just like everything, it's powered by artificial intelligence. Everyone loves to say it's powered by artificial intelligence. We should probably have a talk about what constitutes artificial intelligence and what doesn't. In any case, if you are a paid Canva member, you may be able to translate it into another language. Sorry, Kapwing. If you're a paid Kapwing member, you may be able to translate it into another language. But I'm going to do this in English. Let's see, because I think if I click that... Oh, interesting. Let's try auto-generating it first. So it's already downloaded the video. It's going to go through these steps where it then... And YouTube does the same thing. After YouTube has processed your... It's powered by AI means we use an ML. What is ML? I feel like I should know this because my friend does this for his company as well. Machine learning based algorithm to alter your stuff via complex pattern recognition. I think, yeah. I think the usage and etymology of artificial intelligence is something that I am not equipped to debate with only this much coffee. But my friend does a lot of machine learning stuff as well. And he talks about his ML projects, and I haven't talked to him about it because he can talk about it really, really well. Like, really, really well. And I start to glaze over a little bit. So I have had the subtitles auto-recognized. Thank you, Dan. I've had the subtitles auto-recognized, and it's done a pretty good job. It's done a pretty good job. Now what we want to do, sadly, is listen to it. So let's listen to it and see what happens, see if we've got it good or not. First, actually, no, I'll do that secondly. So first, let's just listen to it and run it through. Good morning. Today's the day. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and we're going to take a look at the Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures game. WizKids was kind enough to send one over ahead of the release next month. So we're going to pop the box open and geek out over some figurines, look at some details of the game, and talk about Wonder Woman this morning. So I hope I'll see you there. Good morning. It's not bad. I got a little bit of a Pennsylvania Philly thing going on at the end where I tried to say, I hope I'll see you there, but it was before my coffee. So it was like, I hope I'll see you there. I don't really know what happened there. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. But as I said, I am fortunate enough that when I do this, I use that voice. I purposely use that voice and that accent because I want to spend as little time as possible. So yeah. How you doing? Hope I'll see you there. Oh goodness, the thing is, I was mortified by that, and I just decided to give it up and keep going. I was like, no, I'm not going to re-record it. I'm not going to do that. So it's not bad. There are a few things. And you can go caption by caption and section by section. Good morning worked really well. Today's the day worked really well. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and we're going to take a look at... Okay, that works. And I'm just going caption by caption and listening to them back to make sure that they kind of match up. Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures game. WizKids was... See, it doesn't know WizKids. So let me change with kids to WizKids. Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures game. WizKids was kind enough to send one over ahead of the release next month. So we're going to pop the box open and geek out over some figurines. I don't really know why the box came in as capitalized, but we're going to uncapitalize that. So we're going to pop the box open and geek out over some figurines, Look at some details of the game. Okay, it thought I said them when I said some, because perhaps I was not as clear. Look at some details of the game and talk about Wonder Woman this morning. So I hope I'll see you there. I'm not changing there to dare, okay? I'm not changing it. I'm not doing it. So, for a first pass for about a 25-second video, pretty good. Shush. What I can also do with the captions is, so the text options over here on the left, I can change the font style. Hey Dreams, thank you for the resub. I can change the font style. So I again prefer Montserrat because it's what my stream elements and assets are in. I go down a font size because Montserrat is sort of a chunky font. Hey, thank you for the follow. Montserrat is sort of a chunky font, so it tends to expand lines. It goes to 3 lines sometimes. So I take the size down to 16. And you can basically change the alignment. You can change the font color here. You can move the captions up and down. You can do a lot. The styles, depending on your background, you can have no background. You can outline the text in just a ring. You can wrap the text, which is what I usually prefer. Or you can do full, which gives it its own big black bar at the bottom. Full is great for streams, especially because, like, I'm here and I may have been a little cognizant of where my camera is, so I can do full at the bottom and not miss me. And often the game content's not the most important part, but sometimes it is. So, it's up to you. Yes. And I'm talking so much I forget what I'm talking about. And thank you, Charity Water, for reminding me. First off, I need to hydrate because I'm talking a lot. Quinn Rogue, hello. But yes, we're still raising money for Charity Water. It's the Water Stream campaign. Currently, we're at $2,050 towards the current goal of $3,000. The unofficial goal is $5,000 because if we can get to $5,000, then PC Part Picker is going to match it, and we will have funded a water project. However, if you want to go to their website, you can see all about what they're doing. You can also, which is the coolest part, you can go to a map and see where their water projects are. You can go down by location and you can actually read about what they've been able to do in various areas. It's very cool. Coffee for the herb god. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. So caption styles. We'll leave it at full for now. The other thing that you can do is you can change them individually. So while I don't really recommend doing this, you want to try to let the captions, you want to, look, call me. Oh my God. Jess. No. Oh my God, Jess. I have been hashtag jest. Oh my gosh, Just Beast, thank you so much. I think there's another one coming in as well. Yes, here it is. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Just Beast for the $200 donation, Ravenlock for the $20 donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's getting us ever closer. That's like less than $750 to the next goal. The Just Beast is very, very kind in all of our communities, providing a lot of support for us, and I am overwhelmed by your support for Charity Water. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Got a little appreciation for that, for those donations. And donations large and small are appreciated. Government gives you a stimulus check and expects me to give it to capitalism. Well, yeah. 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 Charity is a wonderful thing if you are able. Charity is a wonderful thing. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, goodness. Agua, thank you so much for the $10 donation, K Quimmy. I appreciate it. Yay. Thank you so much. Getting ever closer. Getting ever closer. I forget where I was. Right. Captions. Sorry. I prefer not to play around with captions. I've already said this before, but I prefer not to play around with the captions too much. What? Whomst? What? Chia! Thank you! Thank you for the $15 donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. $2,295. Getting there. Getting close. Getting close. Welcome. Thank you so much. I prefer the captions to just do their job and do their work and not to do too much about them. But rounding it up, thank you for the anonymous $5 donation to round that up to $2,300. Because that means that I have to do math less. So when that is 100% matched, it will be a $4,600 donation from us. So let's keep that momentum going and keep it moving. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nope, wait, there it was. Yes, captions. Let the captions do their own heavy lifting. Try not to play too much with the captions. And this is also a nod to accessibility. You want to make sure that everyone is getting the same amount of information from your thing. That's the main thing. So you don't want to do anything funky with the captions. You know, like you don't want to put We are not running around in Animal Crossing today, Swankbot. That's tomorrow. But we'll leave it in there anyway. So thank you so much for the $10 donation. Quiet Reflection, I appreciate it. You hate love to Jess and leave, but you have to leave your... Ooh, be safe out there. Yes, thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess Beast. I appreciate it. We have multiple Jesses in chat. You are all best, Jess. I think I'm giving out multiple potatoes today. You are all the best, Jess. So when I say doing too much with the captions, like some people they'll add in jokes to their captions that are not spoken. Now, you know, like, and I don't really have a great example of this, but I've seen people on YouTube like using the captions, and they'll put like little side comments in the captions that are not what they're saying. Quite the deluge of nicely done. You know, but for a visual medium, for instance, I did a video where I kind of spaced out about trying to figure out how old I was. And Felis, oh goodness, Felis, your generosity knows no bounds. I appreciate that. That is a $50 donation, which puts us at $23.60. I'm not doing math. You can't make me. You can't make me. It's $47.20. I know what it is. Can't make me. It depends. It really does need to make sure that it is important for the joke, but like don't put in captions for things that you're not saying. First off, like if you're not saying it, don't put it in captions. If you are, you can put it in brackets, you can put it in asterisks. But like I've seen people who will put entire sentences that nobody is saying. Awesome. No worries, Mur. Have a great Saturday. They'll put in captions for things that nobody on camera is saying. They'll put in captions that are not designed to describe what's happening. And that's confusing. Because imagine that you're watching somebody and the captions are synced to, you can see that they're saying stuff and there's words happening, and all of a sudden no one's saying anything and there's just a caption for a line. And it's not coming from off screen, it's not coming from in chat. So try to make sure that you're keeping your captions to what's being said. Now, if there's an obvious visual gag, like I'm spacing out or something, like for the space out stream, for the space out clip, I actually added a ticking clock. So, I put sound effect of a ticking clock, and then I put in brackets like realization of something. It's a visual gag that I'm using the captions to support. I'm personally okay with that, but I will look up and see how they feel about that, because, if it's a visual gag, you're watching me do it. You're already watching me do it. So if I'm using closed captioning. So yeah, yes, keep the intent of the captions clear. Yes, keep the intent of the captions clear. That was a lot of words to say that, so thank you, SML. Because yeah, like if like say you're doing a mug, like, and it's just you're like holding for a beat before moving on, that's still going to be pretty obvious. When somebody watches, they're going to see you go like without saying anything and then move on. So it's pretty obvious. So try not to clutter the captions, because you want to make sure that everyone's getting the same information. And I would love to get into, audio descriptions is a whole other thing, which I'm not going to get into because that's actual work. It's really hard to do that live. You really would want to do that officially. But in case you needed to do something like, you can edit these captions on the fly. You can change their size. So that one will be larger than others. Or say that I had multiple people speaking, and I needed to differentiate between multiple people. I did this once for Dungeon Crossing. Yeah, I did this once for Dungeon Crossing, where I had multiple people talking. Let's see here. Hold on a second. This is a question people may not have the answer to, but would captions help with screen readers for the visually impaired? Like to make captions specifically for screen readers to explain the visuals? As far as I know, I with my knowledge of assistive technology, I do not believe that embedded captions in a video, so that they're not coded any other way. Embedded captions in a video, as far as I know, are not quote unquote picked up or seen by assistive technology. It would very likely have to be supported by a separate caption file, or specifically embedded into the video stream as captioned. So I'm not 100% sure. But like a screen reader doesn't do text recognition as opposed to it just reads the text. The video would need alt text, or the video would need some kind of plain text transcript. But the screen readers, assistive technology can't. Yeah, reader is like a two-way street, because the screen reader is known as reading it to you, not reading it for you. A screen reader can only see what's in the text. So yeah, so assistive technology can't necessarily do text recognition, especially for captions moving on a video. SithMind, a VTT file, yes, which I'm going to play around with a little bit later. So yeah, there are ways to increase in accessibility all across the board, and I will say this: the fact that you're thinking about it at all and trying stuff is a great start. That you can always do more, and do more to your own levels of energy and effort. But the fact that you're doing something even in the first place is great, because a lot of people post clips that aren't captioned and people just don't know what's going on. I'm glad that TikTok started encouraging people to caption their videos. So now, it's a lot easier to see what's happening and to understand what's happening, because TikTok videos, for some reason, are all 300% volume, and I am never clicking unmute on a TikTok video, ever. It's just too loud. It's way too loud. So let's say that good morning was, you know, let's say I had a gentleman caller and I told them to yell good morning from off camera. I would never do that. I can change the color of this to, oh, that's awful. That's bad contrast. Green, okay? Green. So, and then, you know, so I could basically, if I had multiple people speaking, you know, I might do something like that. Let you know it was somebody else. And then when it comes back to me, you know, I do that, or I could do that or that. Actually, yeah, sorry, that's kind of, you know, and you can absolutely look up standards for this. But again, as long as you're using a consistent-ish format or easy to understand format in yours, you're fine. You're fine. It's everything is a good start. Everything we do can always be better. But even starting is great. So, so once again, to roll back to Kapwing, what I've done is I had a short video. I uploaded it to Kapwing. I let Kapwing auto-recognize the subtitles. I have updated the subtitles to make them more accurate. Another thing, if you really want, like, these are one-liners and they're fine. Down here, they're actually two-liners and they're fine, but every now and then, like the default font size for this is 18. And there are three-liners and you might not like that. Because, okay, like that, it's covering up the content. Oh, no worries. Enjoy the lurk. So here's where it gets a little bit more fiddly. But let's see. So we're going to take the words "take a look" off of this to make that 2 lines, and we're going to add a new subtitle for those. Now at the bottom, you can add a subtitle. The main, and I'm hoping that they will change this. The main issue with this is, oops, hold on. When you add a subtitle, it adds it to the bottom. So it's really kind of a pain in the butt because you have to come back up here and you have to see that the timestamps here was from, you know, sorry about that. You've got to check the timestamp here. It goes to 640. You want to kind of replicate that. Oh. Where Toad Streams, thank you for the $50 donation. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. $2,410 raised towards our currently $3,000 goal for charity water. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Ta-da!
Thank you. Excuse me. Rude. Sorry. So, we know that it's going to be right about here that we want. So first off, we've cut off the last 2 words here. So let's listen to the subtitle and see where we cut off. Oh, no, come here. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and we're going to... So here's where it gets a little fiddly. A little bit fiddly. The nice shortcut is at the top is the timeline. And at the top is the timeline, and you can see that we're at like 4.79 seconds. I can set the end of this to the current time. So I can just be like, boop. I can also edit it manually if I want, but it's easier to do it that way. You can also slide it back and forth if you want. But now that we have the current time here, what we want to do is we want to take this current time and go to our new subtitle all the way at the bottom. And we're going to start the subtitle at the current time. So we're going to set it to start at 470 something. And then this one we knew was about 6. Oops, hold on. Can we actually edit these manually? I don't know if we... No, we can't. So we have to use the slider. Kind of annoying, but it's okay. We knew this ended somewhere around 6 something. So now we can come back to this new subtitle we've created and just kind of get it, dial it in. We're going to take a look at the Wonder Woman. So we'll go a little further. And you'll see it's actually saying you're overwriting your subtitles. So that's another way you can guide it. If I go too far, it tells you you're overwriting your subtitles, so don't do that. My mouse sensitivity is not the greatest, so I end up like flubbing a lot of these. But now we've taken that 3-line subtitle down to 2, and we just basically smash the end onto its own subtitle. Hey, it's a lovely Saturday morning, and we're going to take a look at the Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures game. So you can break up your captions. You can also, if you really want to, you can change where your line breaks are, if you really want to. So say you actually want things to wrap in a different place, you can do that yourself. You can change the alignment of any of the captions anywhere you want. I like centered. And overall, for the whole thing, hey there. For the whole thing, you can change the font size. Arial, I think we could do Comic Sans, but I believe it has a bunch of, standard, these are all Google fonts. So if you're familiar with Google fonts, that's what a lot of these, oh wow, that's awful. A lot of these operate using Google fonts because they're easy and free to download. So that's it as far as the captions go. One sec. And when you're done, you can come back to the main workspace in Kapwing. Hey, DC. You come back to the main workspace, and it now has the captions as part of the video, so you can preview the whole thing. Hey, it's a lovely Saturday morning, and we're going to take a look at the Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures game. Now, I said I didn't like that because it covers up the meat of what I'm doing. So let's go back to the subtitles. Hey, Urban Heat. Let's go back to the subtitles and change them to wrap, and then move them down a little bit. Move them down a little bit. That way we have a less chance of them covering up the content. So just like in any video editor, and that's what Kapwing sets this sort of, it sets it up like a studio video editor, where you can move along the timeline. You can get snapshots as you go. That way you can just do this without listening to yourself. Yes, the paid tier will let you download the SRT files. The other thing is about the free tier is if you happen to know how to write SRT files, you can upload them yourself if you really want to. Do I have a version of an SRT file? One sec. I do. Let me see if I can I open this up in, yes, okay. So if anyone doesn't know what an SRT file is, it is essentially a timed, let's bring this up very, very large. It's essentially a timed, a timed file that lets you know in order what your captions are, when they start, and when they end. And if you really, really want to, you can make your own, but it's kind of a pain. I will say this, it's kind of a pain, which is why I suggest you use online tools to do it. One fun thing about YouTube is if you upload a video to YouTube, make that video private. Once YouTube finishes processing it, you can then download the SRT file. So you can make YouTube do a lot of this work for you. But some other things you can do in Kapwing are you can add. So I talk about branding, and let's say I just wanted to create this video without an opener, without a closer, without a bumper. I just wanted to put my text. I just want to put like, where you can find me, because I think I forgot to say my website address in the video. So, and I've already I showed this last Sunday as well. So there's some text. We can change the color of the text. We can make it bold. We can give it an outline if we want. You can change a lot of things, very similar to Canva. You can move it forward, backward, you can duplicate it, you can lock it. But I'm just going to do this. I'm going to change the font size down to 24. And I'm going to stick it in the corner, right up here. There are also other effects. So over on the right, you have options to animate it. You can have it fade in. Good morning. Today's the day, which is a nice piece. You can also give it a drop shadow, which is nice because it helps it kind of like pop. And as far as timing, you can actually tell it where to start and stop this text. It does add the text to the timeline down here, but for some reason for me lately, Kapwing has been putting it down here, and I just drag it up a bit at a time. I'm not really sure why. I suspect, again, it's probably my Chrome settings. So yeah, so now you have your text layer under here. And you could do other things with this. Like say oh goodness, hold on. I don't know if I know where my actual that'll do. I'm going to drag in my, okay, so this is like a version of my logo. That again, it probably added it to the timeline. Yep, there it is. So we're going to drag it up. So again, this can be like a video editor if you don't use a video editor. I currently use like Wondershare Filmora, but if you have any of the Adobe suite or Premiere, that's 100% fine. Kapwing can do a lot of this on its own. So so I could do this. Let's see here. Is it going to be good to me? Yep, it sure will. So let's say I put this over here. Good morning. Today's the day. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and so Kapwing will let you do a lot of these things. But you can also, do this in your own video editor if you want. It's very, you could do this in Canva. You could actually download this and bring the video into Canva and edit it that way. There's a lot of things you can do. As far as I know, Canva isn't so great at doing the timeline, so that might be a little bit difficult. But those are options that I personally haven't looked into. I realize I'm mugging for the camera and you cannot see me. Hello. Certain options in all of these apps I haven't really gone a deep dive into because currently I don't need them. They are not something that I really need to be able to do. So again, I'll say I'm hoping that people are getting ideas and inspiration. I hope you're getting something out of this. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer them. I'm not an expert in any of these things. But that's essentially Kapwing in a nutshell. And then I'm going to delete this because I don't like it. But up here in the upper left is export the video. And essentially Kapwing will export your video with no watermark. They've always offered it with no watermark. So we're just going to let it go and do its thing. It's going to take a while because it does have to crunch that video. It's got to crunch it. It will export it at 1280 by 720. You can tell it to export it at higher. You can tell it to export it at 1920 by 1080. So if you want to do it and someone says, we really need it at 1920 by 1080, you can tell it to export it in high def, and it will. It'll just take a little longer. But I will say for Twitter, 1280 by 720 is the best. Twitter even says, like, 1280 by 720 is the best. You can upload in higher resolution if you want. It just takes Twitter's computers longer to crunch it on the back end. So we'll wait. We'll watch it do all these things. If you're familiar with like Handbrake or other video apps, you've probably seen this in the file log. And then we're getting close to about winding down. So I think like maybe we could talk about a little more about accessibility. A few things you can do, a few tips and tricks, and some other stuff I do, and then we'll probably wind it down.
Good morning. Today is the
that's
day.
me.
It's a lovely Saturday morning, and
there we go. So from here, I messed up a little bit over there because I probably changed something. But from this screen, you can download. You can download it. You can edit. You can make a copy. I know, surprise, me. It's me. Hello, me. Hi, me. You can download it from here. You can go back and edit it. You can make a copy. I have a free plan. So what I usually do is after I'm done, I come back here and delete it because I don't need it anymore. So I just delete it because it took me almost no time at all to make it. So there you go. So that is Kapwing. Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me to shush me. Wait, where's the Spider-Man? The Spider-Man meme? So let me think. What else? What else can we talk about? Actually, you know what? Let me go to my document. Don't disrespect the streamer. Yes. Don't disrespect me. So hold on. I'm sorry. Let me get the view higher here. There we go. Okay. So this is from the Google document. Feel free to hop on in and take a look. As I say, my most used apps right now are Pixlr, Canva, and Kapwing. And also thank you, Charity Water, for keeping me honest. We are doing a fundraiser as part of the Water Stream campaign. It's going through Earth Day. World Water Day is the 22nd. So World Water Day is Monday. But check out Charity Water. Check out fundraisers. I'm raising money. There are other members of Team Cypher. My brain is gone. Oh goodness. My brain is utterly gone. So, there are other people who are also raising money for Charity Water. They're doing things. So, KMC, yes, I will do my best. I may open it up for edit. Wow, I see a lot of people in there. Look at all those icons. I will do my best to edit this as we go. Yes. So we'll quickly run down what I have in the document and we can talk about it. So my most used are Canva, Pixlr, and Kapwing. Talking about accessibility, I will simply say, please add alt text to your Twitter photos. Please add alt text to your Twitter photos. Don't ever unintentionally shut out a part of your audience. Make your content as accessible as you can. I know it takes a little longer, but if you can, do it. And to note, alternative text is simply you don't necessarily have to write a 500 word piece of prose about the image. Sometimes you just want to write the relevant bits of the image. You know, I mean, if I post a great picture of a sunrise on Twitter, it's lovely, but my alt text for that can be, you know, the sunrise as seen from the roof of an apartment building. That's it. If I'm posting a go live image, you know, I would say like content creation. Here are all the things that we'll do. Here's my date and time. Here's this. And then I'll also say, in addition to the logos for Canva, Pixlr, Kapwing, and a picture of me. If I post a picture of me, I just say selfie. I don't describe myself each time, but I'll say selfie with myself looking happy or with myself looking skeptical. Things like that. Yes, that's it. That's honestly hold on a second. An ability for captions for those who stream from consoles. That is difficult, but I will say this Google Chrome live. Hold on. Google Chrome again has added live captions for any video on the internet, including Twitch. So, if you're currently not using a captioning plugin and you want to help people be able to basically see live captions of your content, hold on a second. I will copy the link. Right. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. There's some information on how to inform people if you're using Chrome to do automated live captions for any video on the internet. Hey, Wireless, right? Good morning. So here are some apps that there it is. Here are some apps that I use and I've had success with. Felis, enjoy, have fun, have a great session. Some apps that I use are Threads and then the Apple Clips app, but I have an iPhone. If anyone knows of an Android app that will automatically listen and caption video, let me know. I'll add it to this. I have an iPhone, so there you go. Built-in live captions, yes, but if you record a video, does it have an app to help you embed the captions? Because yeah, the Android OS has had built-in live captions for a long time. This is where, like, look, I give props where props are due. Android OS has had live captions for internet videos for a long time. They've added it to Chrome because they were like, the rest of the world needs to catch up. But I use the Apple Clips app. I've used AutoCap Android. Okay, see, yep. I will ask if you've got if you're in my Discord, please pop those in the streamer chatter, and I will add them to this document. I'm also going to try and go back over this try and go back over this transcript to see what people are mentioning. Let's see here. But Threads is an Instagram app that will auto caption. You've probably seen it. It's almost like the Electric Company or Sesame Street. Like as you say it, the captions kind of like whoop in and whoop out. That's a technical term. They whoop in and whoop out. It's like Zoop. But it's free to everyone, and you don't have to post your video to Instagram at all. You can just upload your video, let it do the auto CC, very similar to Kapwing, and then download it again, and you're good to go. But yeah, sciencey terms only. That's right. The other thing for alt text is with Twitter, you have to do it before you post. If you post images to Instagram and Facebook, they will let you edit the alt text after the fact. But as we already know, they allow people to edit things after the fact, and that's fine. For social media, double check, and this is what we talked about in Canva. Double check that your image size and orientation is optimized for people to see it. Double check that your image size and orientation is optimized for people to see it. If you post a long video, Twitter's AI is going to try and figure out where should I focus in on this? But if you post it at the 1600 by 900 ratio, Twitter just says, okay, the whole thing is there. We're good. That's why sometimes when you see people posting selfies, they post two portrait selfies side by side because they know Twitter will show them like that, as opposed to trying to figure out where to zoom in on one. Video size and quality requirements, as has been mentioned, 1280 by 720. So 720p videos are faster to upload. Oh, awesome. It is new information because I didn't write it down yet. 720p videos are faster and more optimized, but you can also upload 1080p to Twitter if you want. It's up to you. If you have a paid brand account from Twitter, like a paid ad account, you can actually embed captions into your videos using SRT files so people can use the CC button. But that's only for people who have paid advertiser accounts on Twitter. Brand colors. So when you're making something, like my email signature, for instance, I decided that I would make the brand colors match. So brand colors are lockdown SEO. If you're trying to be cute or clever, and you want to maybe say, well, I want to do a graphic, but I want to make it match the color code for that site. Here are the hex codes and the RGB codes for the social media branding. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, Pinterest. For some reason you might want to say, hey, I really want to capture the Google colors or the YouTube red or the Snapchat, there you go. So you have these on this site. That's on Lockdown SEO. And then another thing is social share preview. And I will ask everyone to try and do this as much as possible. When you're going to share something, and this is less on us, and it's more on brands. So Charity Water, I see you in chat. It's more to make sure that when someone shares your page on social media, know what other people are going to see when they do that. So I use WordPress for my personal blog, and I make sure that there are featured images available for every post on my WordPress blog. So if I were to put my own blog in here, please don't embarrass me on the internet. Really? There we go. So if I put my own blog on the internet and I just share it plain to Facebook, that's what you're going to see. If I share it to Twitter, what? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm embarrassed. LinkedIn and Pinterest, I can choose the images. Wow. I didn't do that very well. My individual posts are good though, I think. Maybe. How embarrassing. Let's see. Let's grab this image real quick. Okay. So if I share my summer podcast post on the internet and I share it to Twitter, okay, it's checking. Hold on a second. Oh, that's odd. Well, okay, that's odd. I think something may be wrong. I mean, I will say personally, I just updated my WordPress install, so I suspect one of my plugins might be a little bit borked, but that's okay. This social share preview site will give you an idea. It will give you an idea, essentially, of what that post is going to look like. So, when you share it on social media, it'll let you know, like, are people going to see my image? Are they going to see a blank image? Are they going to see, whatever? Also, if you tweet a lot, you can also go to this site, which will show you what your tweet's going to look like. Oops, hold on. Sorry. It'll show you what your tweet will look like if you want to preview it. I think I screwed mine up, so we'll see. Oh, no. Okay. So if I share the summer podcasts, it's going to show that preview image. It's going to show my excerpt. So this is Twitter's own site. You can see. So when you paste a link in Twitter and it automatically starts showing it, you can see what it's going to look like ahead of time. So if you've got a big campaign or a big thing on your website, you can say, hey, this is it. For instance, my contact page. My contact page on my website shows this. So if you share it on social media, you're going to see that first thing. Let's actually go to my contact page. I saw people doing the link. I saw people doing like the link tree cards. So I decided to make my own. I just made my own. And I did that image in Canva. And I did it perfectly sized for image shares. So this image is, thank you for the host. This image is 1200. No, sorry. What's the actual size of the image? Yeah, it's about like 1200 by 628. So yeah. So these are little things. Actually, let me add. Let me add this to the document right now. What is this? The Twitter card validator? And all right. And then for photos, you will find that a lot of the free sites out there that help you do things go to these pages for photos. So there's Pexels, there's Unsplash, there's Pixabay, there's Stock Snap. There are other ones. They will tell you what the licenses are for their photos. Sometimes they'll say, hey, you want this photo? Go ahead and take it. Other times they'll say, if you use this photo, please give proper attribution to the artist. If you're doing it on a blog post, you can just do that in the footer. If you're doing it as a share image, you can actually put a little watermark stamp, and you can use Canva or Pixlr to put a little, watermark stamp in the lower left of the photo or lower right of the photo, whatever you choose. Do I have a good? That's not the kind of streaming that we're talking about today, but test it. When I do cooking streams, I do a dual camera, and I have one on me and one that points down at the counter. But I am not an expert yet in that. Let's see here. So again, all these are in the document. If you do exclamation resources, you can access this document. I will be updating it as I get more stuff. Clips and videos. But to use any of the previous things, if you want to download your clips, first off, as a streamer, you should already be able to download your own clips. You should be able to download your own clips. If, on the other hand, you have somebody helping you out with social media and they're not an editor on your site, they can use Clipper, or they can use Twitch Leecher to download complete streams, to download clips, things like that. I put them out here purely for educational and informational use. I cannot officially sanction using either of these apps or websites to download video. And I certainly don't advise you to use the web inspector tool to go ahead and right-click on something, get the MP4 URL, and download it directly. Because that's all that Clipper does. You can do what Clipper does yourself. Oh, sorry, yeah. But they're helpful tools, period. GIF optimization. This one I use a lot. EasyGIF is one of the sites I use a lot. And EasyGIF is one of those online kitchen sinks. Like, it can do everything. Oh, I think my frames just dropped. Oh well. It can do anything and everything. You can upload a video and turn that video into a GIF. You can optimize a GIF. You can resize a GIF. You can make GIFs. You can turn static images into a GIF. You can do a lot. You can do a lot with EasyGIF.com. So this is one that if you're making GIFs, you know, like if you, oh goodness, I don't think I have the fan GIF of myself, but what I did was I shot video of myself, I edited it down, then I uploaded the video to EasyGIF, and it turned it into a GIF, and then I optimized it to try and get it down to a nice file size. And that was it. Oh goodness. Thank you. I know what that noise is, but I forgot to lay it up. So thank you. And yes, this VOD will be available. Which of these work for phone or tablet? That's a really good question. I know that they'll all be mobile. Let's have a quick look and see. Let's see what happens. If I go into Canva and I'm on my phone. So the sites are optimized for phone, but I'm not sure how they work from phone. So 1 second. Oops. Thank you. I believe some of them have apps. But let's find out. Okay, so it shows up on my phone. I know they have an app. Let's see here. But yeah, I've started creating an Instagram post on my phone, and it's giving me the templates right here. So let's create a template. Let's just do work from home. Okay, working from home with kids. I don't have kids, but whatever. And let's try download. I'm downloading. It's preparing my design. It wants me to download it. And then what it does is it opens up a web page with the design in it. So I can now click on that and download it if I want. So it does work web-based on your phone. They have an app. I would check with the others to see. So I don't know because I mostly work from a computer when I do video stuff or a tablet. But I would double check. But most of them, if they're web-based, you should be able to at least use them, and they should be able to download images, you know, back to your phone or back to a web window. For the more detailed ones, like Kapwing, I don't know if Kapwing works on phone, but I will check that out. That is a great note. And I put my pen in the kitchen because I am a silly person. So. There we go. So yeah, so I've added for mobile. And then some other ones that were mentioned by folks in my Discord or by other teammates are Visme, which is similar to Canva. Visme really seems to be better geared towards doing presentations, infographics, things like that. PicMonkey, again, is sort of a presentation type thing, and Adobe Spark. So all of these are also free. Adobe Spark will watermark your information if you don't pay for it. So sometimes people are like, oh, I need to pay for Adobe Spark. They want you to pay for it. They absolutely do. And yeah, so that is pretty much all that I kind of had to talk about and share. The main thing that I'll say is if you enjoyed some information from here today, that's fantastic. What's the meme You can copy off me, but don't make it look like you copied off of me. Anytime a streamer shows you how to do something, use that as a guide and put your own self into it, your own energy into it. Try not to copy them 100% because some of us take that personally. Are there any other questions? Anything that I maybe skipped over, glossed over, spoke too fast about? Because it's getting to about 3-ish hours for me, so I can wind down soon. And I do want to say, before we even get to the wind down, I do want to say a very big thank you to people who donated again for towards the charity water goal today. I really appreciate it. It's moving much faster than I ever thought it would. If we hit the goal, that's it. Can I copy your homework? Sure, but make sure. Yeah, that's the meme that I always know. Yes, there will be a VOD later. I'm going to make sure that this one stays up. I may post it to YouTube. I might not. I don't know, but I'll make sure that people have access to this later if they really want it. It is going on 3 hours, so I'll do my best to try and say, okay, here's where we did stuff, I guess. And let's see, what else? I don't know, but let me see who's let me quickly check and see who's online. I don't hate doing stuff like this, but sometimes it can be a lot. So I don't always, do like training and tutorial because it can be a lot. I'm sitting here talking for 3 hours, not even letting the game do the work. Okay, so yeah, it looks like yes, absolutely. Team Cypher Saturday is a go. Steven is on playing Steph Sioux Valley. He plays Stardew Valley with his wife, so we'll go ahead and raid into him. But for now, I'll simply say once again, hit me up on Twitter if you have questions. I'm not an expert, but I can probably find you somebody who is. Hop onto my Discord if you have more questions. There will be people there who may know more than I do. I'm fully prepared to admit that people out there know more than I do. But when it comes to web accessibility, I will simply say, start making steps in the right direction. When it comes to branding your content, figure out what your mood is and make sure you're bringing that to everything. By all means, make sure you stamp your username or stamp your Twitch address on your stuff. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. The minute that gets shared out somewhere else, no one's going to know where it came from. So make sure you stamp that on your video content. You stamp it on your photos. And yeah, reach out to other people, reach out to your streaming peers. Feel free to just try stuff and do stuff. And, get wild with it. Experiment. Have fun with it. But, thank you, Like Magic. I appreciate it. That's right. So, I think that's it. I'm gonna go to the credit screen. There we go. And yeah, I'll say thank you very much. I'll roll the credits. We're gonna raid into Steven.